another class. This is your teacher, Ms. Tanheen from Ismailia Youth Services Schools, Mohammadi Girls Secondary School. So, let's start today's class. Okay, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Okay, what are the instructions you have to follow before taking the class? Listen attentively and take notes. Make availability of secondary stage English book 1 for class 9. Take a screenshot side by side. Feel free to ask questions at the end of the explanation. Do the assigned home task. Do the assigned home task accordingly. So these are the instructions you have to follow during taking the class. Okay, let's move towards today's topic. What is today's topic? It's unit number 1. The last sermon of the Holy Prophet. We started the day before yesterday. No, not the day before yesterday. In the previous week we started. Okay. And here we have to learn language practice, and the topic of language practice is rules of conditional sentences. Particularly what you are going to learn today, that is second conditional you have to learn today. Okay, and page number 11 to 30. Objectives of today's class are, by the end of the session, you will be able to demonstrate an understanding of second conditional sentence. Means you will have an understanding of second conditional sentence, what second conditional sentence actually is, how to use, where to use, when to use. Complete the exercises given in the textbook, page number 11 to 13 that are given on. So you will be able to complete the exercises after having understanding of the second conditional sentences. Okay. So let's learn conditional sentences. What is conditional sentence? Conditional sentences are also known as conditional clauses or if clauses, because there are two parts in the conditional sentences that we have to do, and that parts are called clause. So in conditional clauses, sentences, there are two clauses in each conditional sentence. So that's the reason they are also called conditional clauses or if clauses, because it has one clause that has if. The word if shows the condition. Okay, then why they are used? They are used to express that the action in the main clause can only take place if a certain condition is fulfilled. Okay, there are three types of conditional sentences. First conditional, that is present real condition. Second conditional, that is present unreal conditional. The word real and unreal. Third conditional, past unreal. These two words, real and unreal. We know the common meaning of the word real and unreal, but here it means when we talk about first conditional that is based on present real, means what we are talking about that has a possibility to happen. But when we talk about second conditional, so that is present unreal, because what we are talking about that is not possible or very less possible to happen. We just talk about to suggest something, to demand something, to propose something. So that's the reason it's called unreal. And the third conditional, we talk about the unreal situation and the possible outcome of that situation which happened in past. Means the time has gone, now we cannot change the situation, but we talk about the possibilities. So that's the reason number 2 and 3 are unreal conditions, because we talk about the possibilities. Okay, as I'm telling you, they are called conditional clauses. So the word clause, in a very simple words, I am clarifying you that what is the word clause. A clause is a subject and a verb. Somehow you can say it is almost like a sentence. A sentence has a subject and a verb and object and maybe complement, but a clause is a subject and a verb, or you can say subject and a predicate, because verb is also called predicate. So this is called clause. So in conditional sentences, how many clauses are there? The structure of conditional sentence is like this. A conditional sentence is composed of two parts. One is called the if clause, another is called the main clause. If clause is also called the dependent clause. It's not the complete sentence in itself. That's the reason we call it dependent. And the main clause is also called the result clause, or you can also say the independent clause. Okay, one example is given here. This is the example of first conditional, and you have to focus on second conditional, but doesn't matter. Here we are just seeing the structure. We are just watching the structure. Okay, if it rains tomorrow, we will not come. So if it rains, this part is if clause, and we will not come, this part is main clause. But one thing is very important, this sequence is not fixed. You may write the main clause first and then the if clause, but in such a position, in such a way, you don't need a comma to separate the two clauses, because we use comma for separation of two words, separation of two phrases, separation of two clauses, two sentences. So we are separating the first if clause and then the second main clause by putting comma, because the conjunction if is in the beginning. But if we give it the sequence of main clause and then if clause, so the conjunction automatically will come somewhere here, means in between. So we do not need a comma to put. Okay, so this is not fixed. This is common but not fixed. You may write main clause and then if clause. It doesn't matter. The sequence of the sentence doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, this is second conditional that we are gonna learn today, because there are, as I told you, there are three conditional sentences: first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. But in your book, there are three types. Sorry, there is only one type, that is the second conditional. So we are going to focus on only second conditional sentence today. Okay, see, what's the structure? If, that's the conjunction, then the past simple tense and present conditional. You need to understand this, present conditional. This makes it the sentence of a present, although we are using past here. But when we talk about the result, that is in present. So when we talk about this, it means this has happened. That's the reason we use past simple here. Otherwise, second conditional is associated with present conditional kind of sentences. Please make it clear. I know it's a little confusing that you are saying, your teacher is saying, like I'm saying, that this is of present present conditional sentence, but we are using past tense here, because when we talk about the result, means the condition has been fulfilled. That's the reason we use it in past tense. Okay, so present conditional, what is the structure for present conditional? Simple past, you know very well what's the structure of simple past. Would or would not. If we are using negative sentence, obviously it would be would not. Then verb. Which form of verb? Bare form, means first form. Base form. Bare form means the base form, or in simple words we call it the first form of the verb. Verb and then first form of verb. Would and would not, and then bare or first form of verb. Usage. Why do we use it? We make second conditional sentences for imaginary situations in the present or future. In future also we talk about, particularly in present by the way, but sometimes in future we can also say. But because the condition is based on imaginary situations, that's the reason it is different from first conditional. That is the difference in first conditional and second conditional. The imaginary situations, hypothetical. Second conditionals are based on imaginary situations. The first conditional is based on real conditions, real situations. That's the reason we have two different structures of the first conditional and the second conditional. These are the examples. If I won $1,000,000, now this is simple past, the second form of verb, the subject, the conjunction if, then the object, a common simple past sentence, then comma to separate out the if clause from the main clause, and now the main clause. See, I would buy, this is would from here you can see, and then buy, the bare form of verb, a new car. If I won $1,000,000, I would buy a new car. If I were you, I would quit smoking. You are watching a word were here. You must think that why not was, because with I, that is a singular subject, we use was. But later on, I will tell you why we are using were. You see. So these are the two examples. You see the present conditional structure, would, and then the bare form or the first form of the verb. Would and the first form. I hope this is clear to you. So let me go to the next one. The type 2 conditional refers to an unlikely or hypothetical. Unlikely means that is not going to happen. Hypothetical means that is based on suggestion or you can see, yes, imagined idea or situation. And its probable result. Probable means possible. What could be the result of the condition? These sentences are not based on the actual situation. As I told you, these are different from first conditional, that is based on actual situation. In type 2 conditional sentences, the time is now or any time. We particularly don't talk about now. We can talk about the future time as well, and the situation is hypothetical, and we can say somehow the past as well, that something has happened and we are talking about to make someone understand about the importance or possibilities of the situation, so we can say it's somehow past as well. Okay, hypothetical, this word is quite new for you might be, so let me tell you the meaning of hypothetical. Hypothetical means based on imagined or suggested idea, means unreal, because when we imagine something means we are talking about something unreal, that is used to talk about the possibility of a situation, that this could happen, this can happen, but that's not particularly unreal, or suggested as well means unreal. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Sometimes the details, some more details, that is very important to understand. Okay. Sometimes we use other models. Modal verbs means what other models? Could or might instead of would. As I told you, we use would plus bare form. That is the most common structure. But sometimes we can use could and might. When we talk about the possibilities more clearly, we may use might and could. So both are acceptable, both are correct if you are using in second conditional. So let's see. For example, if you behaved well, this is simple past, you might receive the award. Now you are talking about the possibility of past, so you are using might instead of would. That is also correct. Okay. If we have to use be verb, means was and were. These are the be verbs of past tense. Because in simple past, we have to make the, we have to form the if clause. We use were instead of was. Because, why do we do that? Because in the previous sentence, I showed you I were. So why do we do that? In place of was, why do we use were? Or in place of were, why do we use was? Because the sentence is in subjunctive mode. What is subjunctive mode? That is used to explore hypothetical condition, again unreal condition, suggested condition, to express a wish, demand or suggestion. In this commonly we talk about suggestion, because we talk about the possibilities of the outcomes, that this situation could happen, that outcome. So that's the reason It is in subjunctive mood. So the word subjunctive mood again, when we deal with hypothetical means unreal, suggested, imagined situations. So we say that this is subjunctive mood. That is one of the moods in English grammar. There are some moods. There is another topic, moods in grammar. So one is subjunctive mood, that is used to explore hypothetical means unreal, suggested or imagined situations. Got it? So the mood of the sentence is subjunctive. That's the reason in place of was we use were. In place of were we use was. Means where we have to use was we use were. Where we have to use were we use was. We interchange was and were. Although we use was with, because it is singular verb, we use it with singular subject. It's plural verb, we use it with plural subject. But in second conditional, we change them, means we interplace them. In place of was, were. In place of were, we use was. This is somehow an exception or something different from other kinds of sentences. So that's the reason for most of the sentences this rule you don't follow in most of the sentences. So that's the reason we sometimes forget it, or we don't understand it, we take it lightly and we don't use it, so we make incorrect sentences. So you have to remember this, because this is a unique point you have to remember. In place of, again I'm telling you, in place of were was, in place of was were. Okay, let's move towards the next examples. Okay, let me show you some examples. If I were you, I would settle down in England. If I were you, again in place of was we are using were. In common with I, we use was. That I is a singular subject, was is a singular verb. So according to the subject verb agreement, we use was, but here we have to use were. Okay, don't forget. I would settle down in England. This is what? And then according to the structure, the base form, the bare form, the first form of the verb, settle down. Okay, the next example, she would enjoy the party. See, here the if clause I put first, then the comma to separate the main clause and the if clause, and then full stop. But in this sentence, we are writing the main clause first, and then the conjunction in between, and then the remaining words of the if clause. So we don't need to put a comma here. Okay, she would enjoy the party if they invited her. Okay, let's see the third. If you didn't forgive him, we are making a negative sentence. Okay, we have added did not. That's the reason the past tense has been the first, the bare form of verb. Okay, because of this, did. So if you did not forgive him, he wouldn't get another chance. So this sentence I made especially for you in negative sentences, just to make you understand how do we do it. Although it's not so difficult, but just for your convenience. Okay. If they put more efforts, they could win the match. If they put more effort, simple past, and then now could and win. So in place of would, what we are using, could, because we can. And what one more that we can use is might. Okay, so let's go. The textbook exercises we are going to do. Okay, because there are exercises given in your textbook. Okay, this is exercise 1. Exercise number is not given, but I'm telling you this is exercise 1. So you are supposed to open page number 11 quickly. Exercise 1 is given on page number 11, textbook. I have mentioned in the beginning that the exercises are on page number 11 to 13. Okay, there are 2 columns. One is column A, then column B. In column A, the sentences are marked with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in column B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The H is missing, I think, because... okay, please don't mind it. Number 8 is also here. It's not being shown. Okay, so you have to solve this. How? If all people in Pakistan became honest, the the second clause is somewhere here. Okay, the sequence is not correct. You have to make the sequence. If we see, the first one is done for you. 1G. The country would progress very fast. What's the answer? The country would progress very fast. If all people in Pakistan became honest, the country would progress very fast. This T must be small. One more thing I'm telling you, this must be small. So what is the answer here? 1 and then G. So number 2, you are supposed to tell me the answer of number 2 in chats. Quickly, I want you to answer me in chats. Okay, let me open chats. Yes, what is 2? Very good, 2F, 2F. Very good, very good. I want more answers. Very good, 2F. Yes, very good, very good. Okay. More answers I need. Very good. 2F. Okay, girls have started solving and more answers I have received. Very good. Okay. Okay. So 2F. Answer number 3. Tell me about number 3. What is the answer of number 3? We have talked about 2F. Although one girl has answered me the answer of number 3, that is correct. But I want remaining girls of number 3. What about number 3? 3D. Very good. Yes, it is 3D. Very good. Okay. And number 4. What about number 4? What about number 4? The tourists would not be lost. What about number 4? Yes, I have received some answer of number 4. I want more answers, my dear girls. Very good. Correct answers you are giving me. Okay, I want more answers. Yes, beta. I'm not calling anyone's name. Okay. Number 4. What's the answer of number 4? The tourists would not be lost. Okay, number 4. Please, girls, give me the answer of number 4. I want answers. Yes, 4B. Very good. 4B. 4B. Okay, let's do number 5 and then we'll move towards the next exercise. Okay, number 5. If they had the time, answer of number 5. One girl has answered me. Okay, okay, okay. What about number 5? Yes, yes, yes. Number 5. Answer is okay. Yes, number 5C. Number 5's answer is 5C. Very good. So I took the answer of first 5 sentences. All were correct. All the girls were giving correct answers. So good, so good. Very good. Okay. So let's move on towards the next exercise. Okay. Okay. This is exercise 2, page number 12. Complete the following second conditional sentences by using the correct form of the verbs given in brackets. I just wrote the particular instructions of the question, but in your book there are some more detail. There is some more detail. So I just wrote the particular instruction for doing the exercise. Let's see. If she studied harder, then the verb in parentheses in bracket is get. If you grew multiple crops on your land, then the verb is given on. People would fly, then the given verb you have to use in the missing clause is have. If I owned a camera, take. They might win the match, work. If Abdullah lived with his family, save. My family would move to the city, and the verb is allow. And the last one is she could become a good doctor, and the verb is get. What you are supposed to do, let me clear it to you if it's not clear. I hope it is clear, but let me clear one more time. If she studied harder, this is one clause. In this sentence, the if clause is given because we can see the word if here, and you have to complete the missing result clause by using the verb get according to the form you have to put in the structure of the second conditional. Okay, which form of get you have to put, you should know. Okay, if you grew multiple crops on your land, if you grew more multiple crops on your land, then you have to complete with the word earn. Similarly, people would fly. This is the result clause, and you have to put the if clause along, and you have to use have. If I owned a camera, and then you have to complete the result clause, and the verb given is take. So these are the verbs, all are in their base forms, and you have to put the forms according to the structure. If you are putting these in the missing result clause, so which form you need to put? If you are putting this in completing the if clause, so what you need to do? Got it? Okay, let's do number one. If she studied harder, any of the sentence by using get, the sentence is your choice. Okay, logically you have to use get. This should be logically correct as well. Okay, so give me the answer of this. Number one only. If she studied harder, okay. So what? How would you use? Just tell me. Write down. It takes time, but I want you to answer me. She would get better job. Very good. Very good. She would get nice marks. Very good. More answers I want, girls. She get good result. She would get good result. Correct. Very good. Just add would as well according to the structure. Yes. More answers of number one. If she studied harder, then you have to use get. I want more answers. She would get award. Very good. She would get good result. Very good. The answer is now correct. She would get scholarship. If she studied harder, she would get a position. Very good. Yes, she would get a position. You would get a position, inshallah. Okay. She would get good marks. Okay. If I ask you to tell me the possible answer of B, and then I will move on. Okay. We have time, so we can do it. Okay, let's talk about B. I want answer of B. If you grew multiple crops on your land and you have to use earn, okay, you would earn lots of money. Very good. Okay, she would get best gift. Answer for A. Possible answer for A. Very good. She would earn lots of money. Okay, you would earn a lot of money. Very good. Correct answer. Good answer. Very good. You would earn more crops. Very good. Good, good, good. Logical. More answers. Yes, my girls. Quickly. Be quick. Be fast. Okay, now suit yourself. If you want to answer any of the sentences, just write down the full sentence. You would earn profit. Very good. You would earn more progress. Yes, you would earn more progress. You would, yes, you can say earn progress. And progress is a noun as well. People would fly if they have wings. Yes, you would earn more money. Very good. Very good. Shabash. Nice. You are doing it correctly. So it means you have got it fully. You would progress rapidly. Yes, you would progress rapidly. Good. Good adverbs you are using. Very good. You would earn more money and profit. Okay. Yes. More money and profit. Very good. Very good. Okay. Some more answers if you want to share with me, because I'm feeling like clapping for you. I'm really feeling good that my girls are answering correctly. It's making me happy. Okay, you would earn more money and profit. Any of the answers, all of the girls, I want all of you to participate in answering. You would earn a more money and profit. This is the last answer. I haven't. Okay, they might win the match if they work hard. If they worked hard. Okay, just correct it. If I have a camera, I will take a beautiful pictures of mine. Not will take, I would take. Okay, beta, it's I would take, but it's okay. We can make mistakes to err as a human. We all make mistakes. Mistakes are good, but we should just learn from them. Okay, if they worked in a team, very good. If I owned a camera, I would take care of that. Okay, good. If they worked hard for E, they might win the match. Yes, very good. Okay, very good, very good. Shabash. I'm really happy. Very good. No, there is no technical issue. There might be some technical issue because computer is a machine. So there might be some technical issues. Yes, we can say. Okay, but let me show you something more. Okay, what did we learn today? What did we learn today? We learned conditional sentences. Then What did we learn? There are how many types? 3 types. This is the summary of today's class. First is first conditional based on real situation. Second conditional based on unreal situation. Third conditional based on unreal. So first is real, second and third. And what we learned today? We learned second conditional. Then based on real condition, conditional sentences are based on real conditions, means what actually can happen. They are based on unreal conditions, means hypothetical conditions. Then they consist of 2 parts. They consist of, not consists. Conditional sentence consists of 2 parts. What are the 2 parts? If clause and the result clause, the main clause. Result clause is also called the main clause. Okay. And then particularly, what did you learn? You learned the second conditional sentence. What did you learn particularly? The second conditional sentence. What is the structure of the second conditional? If, simple past, would and base form of verb means past form of verb. Example is, if you studied hard, you will enjoy success. This is simple past and this is now would and base form of verb, that is present conditional structure. Would and base form of verb. This is the present conditional. Okay, and again I'm telling you, the result shows that the condition has been fulfilled. This is the reason we use simple past. Otherwise, the second conditional is associated with present and somehow past, but not past and future, present and future. But we use simple past because of the result clause that shows when we write, that when we make, when we form, when we write, that shows that the condition has been fulfilled, because the result clause depends on the condition, that the condition has been fulfilled. So this is the summary of today's class. What did you learn? The 3 types. Then you learned that they are based on real conditions, unreal or hypothetical conditions. Conditional sentence consists of 2 parts: if clause, result clause, and then particularly the second conditional. So I hope you have got it and you have taken the screenshot side by side. Now, finally the home assignment. What you are supposed to do? Exercise 1, that is on page number 11, and exercise 2, that is on page number 12, in the fair copy. These 2 exercises that I showed you as well, you will do in the fair copy. There are not enough sentences. In first, there are 8 sentences, and then in second, there are also 8 sentences. So to total 16 sentences, you are going to do fairly, neatly, properly, correctly, inshallah, in your fair copy. Then what you are supposed to do next? Complete the dialogues in exercise 3, that is on page number 12 and 13 in textbook. Means this exercise that is based on dialogues, and the missing dialogues have to be completed in the second conditional. That is also the practice of second conditional, but in the form of dialogues, to complete the dialogues. So you will do this exercise in the textbook, and then do practice of forming second conditional sentences in rough copy. Means form new sentences on your own for practice and for being good at making second conditional sentences, being successful in using second conditional sentences correctly. So you have to practice on your own as well in your rough copy. There is no limit. It's up to you what you do. Okay, so for today, this is all from my side. In the coming class, inshallah, we will then move on to the next topic of the textbook, because what we are learning is unit number 1, the last sermon of the Holy Prophet, and this grammar topic is from the same unit, and we will continue the unit tomorrow. Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz. Okay.